Joining me pitch side is Beadle. Important to get a victory under your belts after last week, I imagine, today.
Yeah, always important to win. That's what you want to do every week, is you want to try and win. So it's important. I think that I don't think it was a case of we wanted to bounce back from Saturday. You know, I thought certainly for the second half on Saturday we probably deserved something from the game, and we didn't quite get it. So we weren't overly disappointed with the second half. We were disappointed with the first half, first 20 minutes. But as a whole, you know, reasonably pleased with the performance on Saturday. So it was a case of trying to make sure we took our second half into today and continued what we've been doing. And I thought the first half, despite the possession that we had, there was no real tempo or purpose to the game, and we didn't quite have that cutting edge. And so we talked about it at half time. And in the second half we had that, and we showed that right from the first minute. Second half, I think we had a couple of shots and a couple of corners, and we showed that purposeness. So it was a good day for us.
Yeah, it looked as though that desire sort of stepped up after the restart. The movement was there, trying to stretch the opposition.
Yeah, it's not desire. The lads want to win. There's no doubt about that. But I just think sometimes when you have so much possession, it's easy just to get in a rut. You know, they were sat quite deep, which is difficult to break down, and we've encountered it plenty of times. That, you know, so we come here, they play 4 across the back, 3 across, you know, almost like a 5 across the midfield, and they sat deep, so it's difficult to break down. But what we didn't do is we didn't have willing runners, we didn't have any purposeful balls into the box. You know, we did too much of our work outside of the box and not in it. And so we talked at half time about making sure that we have balls in the box, we have more balls in the box, more bodies in the box, and second half we did that. And like I said, I thought our second half, our whole performance today was good, but our second half I thought was excellent.
It's a showing for the ball as well, making sure you're available to receive it.
Yeah, of course. Well, again, you know, I've watched these boys train twice a week, and you know, sometimes pre-season 3 times a week. And one thing they're not shy of is getting on the ball. But today, for whatever reason, it just didn't quite get going to the momentum we wanted it to. But second half it did, and everyone wanted the ball, and it was a much more free-flowing and, you know, a much more purposeful performance in the second half.
Were you surprised the game was on? I certainly was when I woke up this morning. But they seem to do a very good job here with some covers overnight.
Well, they've done great. The pitch is the best I've seen it for a few years. It's in really good shape. It was firm, and you know, not saying anything untoward. But I think on another day, if it had been somebody else at home, they may have had a second look at it. But it's played great. It's played fine, and like I said, I'm glad the game's on. It's like I said, it's another game ticked off and another 3 points on the board.
And another clean sheet.
Great clean sheet. Alex had a scary moment with the one at the back stick there, but luckily the linesman come to our rescue. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, he had one shot second half to save, and like I said, so we've looked quite solid right throughout the team. And like I said, you know, if we're scoring goals at one end and creating chances and, you know, snuffing out too much at the other end, we're doing okay.
And with points on the bag, in the bag rather, teams are going to catch up. Games called off again today. That's surely to Hereford's advantage.
Oh, every time you win a game and you put points on the board and others are called off, it's to your advantage, because that means that their games now are going to start piling up. You know, you look at Tiverton, they've got to come to Slimbridge now on a Tuesday night. You know, obviously Taunton's was at home, so they've got a home game to come midweek, but their games are now starting to pile up. Evesham obviously have played today but been held, so like I said, so they've dropped a couple of points today. So it's always a good day when you play and others don't, and you put points on the board.
But Tiverton next week, they were difficult to play against. In the away fixture, are you expecting more of the same from them?
I expect them to be the same, tough, hard-working, organised, you know, well-drilled, and I expect us to be a little bit different than we were when we played them down at their place, because I don't think we give a very good account of ourselves at their place. So we need to make sure we take the 2 second halves we've had this week and last week into 90 minutes and put it into a full 90 minutes next week.
And it looks as though you've got a full squad to pick from now.
It's great, yeah. Everybody's fit, everybody's healthy, which is great. Now my you know, the toughest thing now is keeping them all happy. But they know what the score is. They know to be here. It's a different mentality. They know what the end goal is and what we're trying to achieve. And I think so far they all seem happy with that. But like I said, it may change as we go along. But we've just got to make sure we balance it off right now and keep selecting the right players to keep winning the games.
Thanks for your time.
No problem.